Ask teachers across Hawaii why they're thankful for the Hawaii State Teachers Association, and you'll get a variety of answers.
Whenever there's a problem or an issue, I think HSTA is there to support us in our contract and whatever we need, our well-being.
I really appreciate the fact that HSTA fights for kids and for education as a whole, because it affects us and it affects our larger community.
Knowing that there's a union that's supporting me helps me feel like I can just do my job, teach, and inspire students.
HSTA has been there for us through thick and thin.
The union has helped me to help our kids. I think that's one of the major parts that the union does, is support our keiki in their learning.
Without the organized, unified voice of the Hawaii State Teachers Association, Hawaii's public school teachers would likely be working under vastly different conditions than they find themselves in today. Before HSTA was founded in January of 1971, teachers had to work through their lunch periods.
There was a time when teachers didn't have a lunch break where they could just have their lunch. During their lunch, they were responsible for taking care and watching over students. So I think that's one thing that I'm very grateful for a union, particularly now when I hear from, I have family members that are teachers on the East Coast and in the South, and they're talking about how they have friends in which the schools, they no longer have a duty-free lunch period.
Before HSTA came along, teachers in Hawaii also had to endure open-ended work days, faculty meetings and parent-teacher conferences outside the regular school day, an extremely limited holiday schedule, working under conditions that were considered too hazardous for their students, and being forced to monitor classroom and restroom cleaning. HSTA brought important changes in those basic areas, but also focused on improving teachers' professional and personal lives.
To me, a union is a group of people who just got my back. So someone who just, or people that make me smile at work or push me to go to work, and I feel fine with being who I am and being in the profession that I'm in.
I am grateful and appreciative of the HSTA for being our voice as teachers, so that way I can just focus on teaching.
For us, it's advocating for all of the teachers, for our rights, for our jobs, making sure that we have the best environment for our teaching to let us do our jobs.
Through strong participation from teachers, HSTA has a strong contract.
I believe that our contract is probably one of the best in the nation. The camaraderie with my colleagues and just all of the different issues that we fight for. That's what an association about, the unity. That's what I like.
And teachers who've moved to Hawaii from elsewhere appreciate the many protections they have here. HSTA board member Bobby Yamamoto showed us this 2-page contract she had as a teacher in Arizona that said she had to do anything deemed necessary by the Board of Education or her principal.
What's bad about that is the principal can change anything. It can say, now you're going to teach until 6 o'clock. Now you're going to come in at 6:30 in the morning for your prep period. Or we're not going to give you prep period. Or you're going to have to do recess duty. You don't get duty-free lunch anymore. You don't have any protection from, if your principal's one of the mean guys.
Well, I think teachers now kind of take it for granted because we have such a strong union. We don't realize how lucky we are, whereas in other states, they don't have a strong union and it's much worse.
HSTA provides many benefits to its members, like relevant, affordable professional development classes to learn new skills and qualify for substantial raises. That means thousands more a year in their paychecks. And there are many other substantial benefits, such as $1 million worth of complimentary liability insurance, which would cost you at least $1,500 a year to buy on your own, and free long-term health insurance with the purchase of any other insurance plan.
One of the other things that hopefully I'd never have to use would be the liability insurance, which is like $1 million. That's a part of it just by joining the union.
it's the benefits that you get that are related to your personal well-being. And I think that's one of the things that I'm appreciative of, is the long-term care that is a little bit more recent, but continues to be updated. And then the fact that they opened it up where you could even purchase the long-term care for family members, whether it be your spouse or your parents, or even your children.
HSTA organizes teachers to speak out for their rights and to improve education for Hawaii's keiki.
I am thankful for this organization that they speak for us. They work hard to provide unity. They work hard to lobby for us.
Now I see there's more unity, and I want to empowering the teachers in the fact that they want to give the teachers voice.
I also appreciate them for fighting to get our classrooms more up to par and fighting to get our students a more quality education, because they're not just fighting for our pay, but they're fighting for our kids to have a classroom that has the supplies it needs and to have teachers out there that are qualified to teach.
But to keep providing all these services, HSTA relies on dues from teachers across the state.
Every educator is important what we can do collectively as a union. And I'm sure when you look at the $33 that's deducted each paycheck for your union dues, there are many ways you can spend that money. But because of our collective action, by the end of the contract, the average teacher will see a $330 increase in their paycheck. That's what we can do when we act together as one union.
United we stand, divided we fall. If we all start to fall off from the union, we're not going to be able to secure these kind of raises, and we're going to be stuck right where we are, and the state's going to take advantage of that.
I've been a member of HSTA for 31 years. I've seen us go through some tough times, but we've always been able to pull together as members, and through solidarity, the power of the union has kept us at the forefront of all the unions in the state of Hawaii.
When so many anti-union and anti-public education forces are on the attack, it's more important than ever that we stay together.
I believe in the union. I love what it does for us teachers. And if we aren't in a union anymore, it will give us less power. And we really need to stick together as teachers.
We need everyone to be on board, helping out and doing what they can for the union, because HSTA isn't just some building over on Oahu. They are HSTA. Everyone is HSTA.
The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to decide the Janice case sometime in the late spring or early summer. The ruling will most likely allow teachers to benefit from all the services of a union without paying dues.
Sometime around May or June, when the Supreme Court makes a decision, every teacher is going to have to make a decision. Do you want to be part of the union or not? Yes, you can get back those few dollars in your paycheck, but you have to understand, when you don't pay, it still means we have to negotiate for you and advocate on your behalf. But instead of you paying, every other teacher at your school is going to be paying for you.
Part of aloha is that idea of how are you treating one another, and you have to start thinking, how is it that I'm going to be putting my representation, the needs, things that I want on the backs of those who are paying.
HSTA's network of teacher leaders from across the state needs to stay strong, even as external threats try to weaken our association.
Look at who's on your campus as your HSTA reps. They're your face-to-face friends that can help you, support you on the day-to-day basis. What's also nice is we have the directors, uniserves. They're just a phone call away, which is really nice. I've known teachers on my campus that have benefited from that.
Your union dues are critical to our operations. There are a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that I think teachers are not aware of. And every day, there's someone in the field fighting for teachers' rights. We're there to get your back, cover for, make sure you have the support you need so that you can do your difficult job in the classroom.
I'd like to tell our teachers that the most prosperous times in America were when unions were strong, not weak.
We fought really hard to get where we are right now. So let's keep going, keep pushing, and fight for our rights.
If we stick together, HSTA will remain a strong voice for teachers, students, and improving public schools in Hawaii. Together, we are HSTA.